Hello and welcome back to Coffee Chess Crypto. I am your host Moose. Yesterday I had a short, shortish episode. I guess time-wise it wasn't that short. It was about an hour long, but it was only about a third of what I wanted to cover. And I realized afterwards that I was having some technical issues which I can't see or be aware of until after the fact. So, in that sense, it's good to have, for example, somebody working with me or guys in the live stream who can say comment in and let me know what's happening, if the audio is okay, if the video is cutting out, things like this. So, I'm going to try it again today and hopefully all runs well. So, I'm currently operating from my new home. Um, Recently moved. Yesterday, I had to leave early to make the sort of the final journey, moving from my old home to my new home, and currently living in the capital of Ireland, well, the capital or the county, I guess, Dublin, if you don't know. And but if you can hear the birds in the background, that is because I'm living in the countryside of Dublin, which is, in my opinion, the nicer part of Dublin. But moving on swiftly, hopefully the video and audio all run smoothly today. Um, so I'll just briefly go over what we did yesterday. First of all, we covered what is DLT, and then we had an overview of XDC, previously known as Infin. Then we had a look at ISO 20022, and then we heard from John Glenn's keynote speech at the Innovate Finance Global Summit, and John Glenn, the Economic Secretary for the UK Treasury. Um, so yeah, this is basically my own sort of personal project, something I like to do. I like to learn about cryptos. I like technology, um, and basically this is something I'm doing for fun, for entertainment purposes, you could call it. At least I hope you're being entertained. As you can see from up above, my fingers disappearing there. If you can see up above, this none of this is financial advice and should never be taken as financial advice. Always DYOR, do your own research. Um, but this is just basically me, like I am, you know, in no way an expert in the field. Um, but this is just me exploring crypto, exploring blockchain, exploring technology. I'm also exploring chess, and we'll be doing things with coffee at some point as well as things develop and grow. Um, for now, I feel more inclined to be reading articles and learning about crypto, um, and playing chess. But I'm very interested in reading and learning about chess as well. So if you are, please, leave a comment and let me know, show some support, and perhaps we can learn together. So I would like to develop that further at some point. But moving on now, just continuing on from yesterday, we will look at what did Binance's CZ say about France. Then we'll take a look at BlackRock's latest major investment. Then we'll have a look at Ripple's Chris Larsen on why we need a common standard for moving e-money. Then we have a look at what is Project New Era. And next up is Ripple making waves in carbon reduction and climate change. Then we have a brief look at the XRP Ledger version 1.9. Then we will take a look at Fred Ruspoli's thread where he talks about taking on the SEC And finally, an article which I thought was nice, um, how to find a mentor and how to become one. And just since yesterday as well, I mean, there's always news every day. There's always, something new happening. But I might have some extra bits to add to that as well if I can get through this quickly enough. So just to reiterate from yesterday, the format of this so far is basically long form, in the sense that some people just say go over headlines, or excuse me, might summarize the um, the article. But what I do is I actually, for the most part, read the full article. And yeah, so if you're interested in that, if you want to sort of, if you're driving, or if you just want to sit back and listen, or perhaps you are visually impaired, for example, um, you can sit back, listen, and allow me to read the articles for you. So hopefully you find it interesting, and we'll move on. So if you're on Twitter, you can find me um, at coffee64crypto, coffee64crypto, and if you type in coffee chess crypto, it should come up. You can look for, at the moment, it's this little elephant from the XRP herd. You will find this header image, and I took off the name. I used to have coffee chess crypto there, but I replaced that with just the emojis of a heart, up, a pawn, and a smiley money face. So I love coffee, chess, and crypto. Um, so yeah, coffee 64 crypto on Twitter. If you are on the 1 second, that'll pull this up. If you're on YouTube, you can find me at coffee, chess, and crypto. Okay. Also on Twitch, coffee, chess, crypto. So moving on swiftly, we have the keynote speech there by John Glenn. So we covered that yesterday. Next, what did CV or CZ of Binance say about France? So at the recent Paris Blockchain Week Summit, CZ of Binance said France is very uniquely positioned to be the leader of this industry in Europe. I mean, those are very big words. I don't know if he's just saying that because he just happens to be in Paris. I mean, if this was the Dublin Blockchain Week Summit, would he also be saying Ireland is very uniquely positioned? Maybe he was just playing to the crowd. Who knows? We will find out soon enough. But I like Paris. I like France. Um, and what's good for one place is good for all of us. So I hope to see more developments coming from Paris, from France. There's always new technologies, new companies innovating, developing around the place. So looking forward to seeing what comes from there. And this was the Paris Blockchain Week, which was a week-long concentration of events on the latest hot topics in blockchain, crypto, and digital assets online. So, hmm, Cognizant, give them a follow. Dedicated to helping the world's leading companies build stronger businesses, helping them go from doing digital to being digital. So next we take a look at BlackRock's latest. This is another post shared by a citizen of the future at Utility Theory on Twitter. Um, BlackRock plus USDC. This shows key players. We are at the start of the regulated Internet of Value. One day, excuse me, one day when it's complete, citizens will finally have a near feeless system compared to trillions of fees over a couple of years' time. So we're going to take a look at this. By the way, follow Citizen of the Future at Utility Theory. Definitely a great account to follow. Um, how's he doing now? I mean, this guy is just growing exponentially. BlackRock's newest investment paves the way for digits on Wall Street. So 5 years ago, BlackRock's chairman Larry Fink famously called Bitcoin an index of money laundering. In the years since, the world's largest asset manager, tending some $10 trillion in client funds, has largely stayed away from digital assets. So when Fink wrote in his annual letter to shareholders, published in March, that the havoc caused by Russia's invasion of Ukraine could accelerate the adoption of digital currencies, many interpreted it as a sign that the financial behemoth is finally warming up to crypto. Now, in addition to managing the primary cash reserves of USD coin USDC, a $50 billion digital asset available on blockchains including Ethereum, Solana, Algorand, Stellar, Avalanche, and Flow, and pegged to the value of the US dollar, BlackRock has entered into a broader strategic partnership with Boston-based Circle, one of the primary issuers of USDC. It was announced yesterday alongside a $400 million funding round raised by Circle from BlackRock, Fidelity Management and Research, Marshall Wace LLP, and Finn Capital. Circle is planning to make a public debut via a SPAC, a super PAC deal valued at $9 billion of this year. While BlackRock declined to comment on the particulars of the deal, according to today's Q1 earnings call, it is looking at more than just cryptocurrencies and stablecoins towards asset tokenization and permissioned blockchains. In June, it was reported that BlackRock is looking to hire a blockchain lead. This partnership is also noteworthy because it is the first digital assets engagement that involves the balance sheet of BlackRock Incorporated itself. Previous asset manager was credited with having exposure to crypto through a 7.3% stake in MicroStrategy, um, Michael Saylor's company, the largest corporate holder with nearly $5 billion worth of the cryptocurrency, and a few dozen contracts of CME Bitcoin futures. USD cash settled contracts based on a once a day reference rate of the US dollar price of Bitcoin. But those investments were made through BlackRock's subsidiaries or funds that manage clients' assets. Speaking to Forbes, CEO of Circle Jeremy Allaire said the partnership will explore ways to apply USDC in traditional capital markets. Allaire added that the relationship has been developing for almost a year. He did not disclose what percentage of the stablecoins reserves BlackRock is managing or other details of the partnership. Such implementations could help drive additional revenue back to Circle and BlackRock. In financial documents released with the announcement of the revised SPAC deal in February, Circle expects its USDC reserves to generate $438 million in income in 2022, swelling to $2.2 billion in 2023. That is some jump. The deal is also a major nod of approval to USDC. Its market capitalization has swollen from $4 billion at the beginning of last year to over $50 billion today, but has yet to catch Tether's $82.5 billion. Despite the lack of transparency about the size and composition of its reserves and regulatory oversight, Tether managed to maintain its position as a preferred stablecoin among crypto investors, in large part due to its early arrival in 2014. USDC, launched by Circle and Coinbase 4 years later, was also criticized for its opacity in declaring its reserves, specifically when it came to the size and creditworthiness of commercial paper and corporate bonds underpinning the asset. However, excuse me. However, last August it adjusted its risk strategy and pledged to not only back the asset with physical cash and treasuries, it also applied to become a national bank. Now, with BlackRock's support, the stablecoin hopes to find a footing as the go-to digital asset for traditional financial institutions and investors. The collaboration is potentially a huge step forward in how dollar digital currency can work not just in the digital asset arena, but increasingly also in traditional finance, said Alair. Hmm. So leave your comments below. Let us know what you think. Um, Next we have Ripple's Chris Larsen on. Well, this is first of all Ripple on the World Economic Forum. Ripple is a provider of global real-time settlement. It contributes updates to the open source software through GitHub and works to promote the network. Its website helps consumers and companies use the network and helps developers build Ripple applications. Hmm. So, Chris Larson on why we need a common standard for moving. Let me just have a look at the stream and see if this page is displaying properly. Seems to be. Yep. So, hello, is this a chess stream? Hello, Alex. Thank you for joining me. So, this is a coffee, chess, and crypto stream. At the moment, I am streaming about crypto news. But if you're interested in chess, please, follow me on Twitch. If you're on Twitter and YouTube as well. Um, it would be nice. We can perhaps have a game of chess at some point, and but definitely we'll be doing more chess as time goes on. For the moment, I'm just covering some articles, uh, covering crypto, blockchain, and technology such as that. But I'm definitely a big time chess, a lover of chess, the game, the science, the art of it. It's a beautiful sport, a lifelong learning as well. So I like your name, Alex Gets made it very clever. Um, but yeah, I see you're on Twitch as well. So thank you for joining. Thank you for commenting. If you want to say hello again, let us know where you're from, and I can bring that comment up onto the screen as well. But and also if you are listening, let me know if the audio is coming through clearly. So um, mm, 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 mm. Just gonna use this technology while I have it here. That was Alex gets meted. Hello, is this a chess stream? Mm, mm, mm. So I'm still getting used to the technology. Um, Currently running on Restream, but hoping at some point then to develop with OBS or something else. So getting back to the crypto articles from Chris Larson, why we need a common standard for moving e-money. Excuse me. From the barter system to gold coins to paper checks, improvements in the tools and technologies that facilitate payments have immense impact on society throughout history. After all, the movement of money is the fuel that powers the global economy. But in the past decades, progress has seemingly ground to a halt, while the internet has helped transform nearly every other industry from shopping to journalism. The core infrastructure that enables the global transfer of value has remained relatively unchanged since the 1970s. In an age when everything is in real time and on demand, payments can still take days, where an international transaction can easily take longer than sending a package. It's not just about speed but also cost. It doesn't make economic sense to send $100 from the US to Europe because of high fees. This is how the world's payment systems are set up. Each country has its own national system, but different systems can't connect to one another. In a way, the situation parallels the early days of email. Email services like Genie and AOL didn't initially talk to each other. This meant that you weren't able to email your friends if they were on different networks. Payment networks are similarly incompatible. Today, you can't send money from one country to another. Instead, we rely on a system called correspondent banking, in which international banks with accounts across multiple networks conduct cross border transfers. The system works, but it's hardly efficient. In the case of email, service providers eventually developed an open internet protocol called SMTP, or Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. An open internet protocol is a universal language that allows different systems to communicate with each other. Once widely adopted, service providers around the world became connected to each other through this common standard. A similar evolution is beginning to take shape in the world of payments. Until recently, the technology simply didn't exist. But emerging innovations such as distributed ledgers now make that reality possible. Previously, it was impossible to transmit value without a middleman to verify a transaction, unless you were handling someone's cash. A distributed ledger is basically a shared database that allows institutions to directly send and receive money in a trustworthy fashion without a middleman. As a result, we have the capacity to connect the world's payment systems for the first time. The ability to transfer value anywhere in the world instantaneously for minimal cost will have a profound economic impact on just about everyone, from the migrant worker sending money back home to his family to the multinational corporation required to set aside billions of dollars at a time to pay its expanding international network of suppliers. Over time, systems will begin to resemble the internet, enabling money to move as freely as information does today. In a sense, what we are seeing is the rise of the Internet of Value. How does the Internet of Value play out? It's impossible to know for sure, but parallels with the birth of the Internet provide numerous clues. Any network, information or other, requires a preliminary framework. With the early Internet, the fundamental infrastructure was bootstrapped by academia and the government. When it comes to the Internet of Value, we believe the foundational groundwork uh, will be laid by financial institutions and enterprises which custody assets and already move trillions of dollars daily. Governments, central banks and financial institutions have already begun this process in countries around the world, from Finland to Australia to the US, are working toward upgrading their antiquated payment system. In the US, the Federal Reserve has created a faster payments task force to identify opportunities to upgrade oh, excuse me, to upgrade US payments while in Europe. The European Central Bank has issued a challenge to the banking industry to develop a cohesive vision for building payments infrastructure for the future. These efforts coincide with a steady stream of reports coming from the likes of the World Economic Forum, McKinsey, and Santander Bank, just a smattering of recent research that emphasizes the need to evaluate and evolve global payments infrastructure. Traditionally conservative and risk-averse banks have taken the hint, including Deutsche Bank, Barclays, and UBS, which have launched innovation labs to experiment with new technologies. Indeed, countless banks are already testing distributed ledger systems in full proof of concept trials. In that sense, the Internet of Value is already here. We have the means and we certainly have the will, and just as the Internet of Value provided broad access to knowledge and services to an increasing number of world citizens, this blossoming transformation in how we move will help connect the 2.5 billion people who still don't have access to the traditional economy, while serving as a platform for new business models and untold innovation. No, so saith Chris Larson, CEO and co-founder of Ripple Labs. So next up we have, again, citizen of the furnace. Be seeing a lot of this guy, I think, on my stream. He shares some quality content, and not only he doesn't only share links and articles, but his own personal content is just brilliant as well. Um, he just put things together in sort of clear, easy to understand. Um, I don't. The word escapes me right now. It's too early, and I haven't had my coffee today. So, and it's too late to have my coffee right now because I'm fasting. So, what is Project New Era? New CBDC paper. New era for money. Quotes. End is near for unregulated stablecoins and lists Tether fraud as an example. Regulations coming soon. Does this connect with Ripple or Quant? So he also usually posts threads which are multiple, um, like in the comments, the thread or the post continues. So you open the original post, and then you go scroll down through the comments, and you'll see each comment then is an extension of the original. So we'll just have a brief look at this. Project New Era, Green Paper, A New Era for Money, Boston Consulting Group, the Payments Association, Pay with Glass, February 2. So, uh, Project New Era, awesome name to describe exactly the revolution we're going through. My question, since this is talking about CBDC, is the UK, does this connect with Ripple and Digital Pound Foundation? Project New Executive Summary. Project New Era is a privately led initiative evaluating the path towards a retail central bank digital currency in the UK. The project proposes closer public-private collaboration in order to address key challenges and open questions relating to CBDC development. It lists problems with unregulated stablecoins, digital runs, dollarization, concentration risk, disintermediation risk, consumer investor fraud. 3. Update for those who don't know, CBDCs will replace stablecoins one day. CBDC, if you didn't know, is a central bank digital currency. As stablecoin volumes continue to grow and regulators draw up policy frameworks with legislators, the first wave of CBDCs are also appearing. As we will show, motivations for CBDCs vary significantly by country. 4. They keep referencing the House of Lords CBDC document. That is where I found the hidden citation of Ripple's proposal for using XRP and Ripple's federated sidechains for a CBDC layer in the UK. Check out the video to see that document. So check out his video there. Again, you can find these posts on Citizen of the Future or Utilities Twitter feed. So this is dated from February 10th. Digital currencies are a platform for change. DLT, distributed ledger technology, as we learned yesterday, provides near instant settlement, 24/7 availability, automated and programmable payments, potential for operational simplification and lower transactional costs. Background: a platform for change. Digital currencies emerged with the advent of Bitcoin in 2009. Since then, an array of competing cryptocurrencies and stablecoins a form of cryptocurrency designed to maintain a stable price, have entered the market. In 2021, the combined market capitalization of cryptocurrencies and stablecoins peaked at over 3 trillion. So, and this is still only the beginning. 6. CBDC model, primary and secondary drivers and benefits for using a CBDC. Oh. Hmm. 7. Programmability deep dive, an explanation of programmability, an example of programmability and the development of programmability. So let me see if I can just open this tab or the image. Uh, it kind of shows a bit better there. But Twitter kind of, I think, compress images and videos when you upload them. So, which is an unfortunate circumstance. Citizen of the future, CBDC privacy protection. Identities will be separated from the core ledger. 9. Track countries' CBDC progress like the elite at cbdctracker.org. Again, this guy he just has so much information and he shares it freely. Follow this guy on Twitter. Okay, Citizen of the Future, Utility Theory. 10. Stellar.org and Insider R3 Corda mentioned in Global CBDC Landscape Review. He is tagged XLM and XTC. 11. IBM Blockchain Deloitte KPMG Consensus. Look at this guy's mind map of IBM blockchain connections. So what do you make of all of this so far? 12. Roadmap of public-private partnership towards the CBDC, pre-CBDC, private issuer, synthetic CBDC and CBDC mentions tokenization engine. 13. Transaction flow of a pre-CBDC. 14. Cross-border transactions reached 130 trillion into 2019. 130 trillion. The problem with SWIFT, which is the current system which ISO 20022 will be replacing. The problem with SWIFT, excuse me, SWIFT GPI brings settlement to 1 day, but still charges between $25 to $40. Euro and banks also charge intermediary or FX fees. Now compare this with settling with XRP or XTC. Which would you choose? Well, the choice is obvious there, isn't it? If you were sending $1,000, would you rather use Swift or one of the X networks, XDC or XRP? So he has there the XDC network is as the trade finance industry and XRP ledger, wholesale CBDC payments and retail micropayments. Both are ISO 20022 interoperable. Both are carbon neutral. 2-second settlement time for XDC, 4-second for XRP. And both have micro costs, micro fees for the service. So digital financial market infrastructure, multiple digital assets on the same ledger for P2P TXNs, a consortium of ledgers, fully interoperable MCBDCs. 17. Tokenization as a service, Ripple federated sidechains, plug and play payment infrastructure. Examples from this guy. I'll give him a follow. Um, 18, a new era for digital payments. Digital money is no longer a niche topic for speculative enthusiasts. Global financial structures are already at play. A new era of efficiency, competition, financial stability, security, and public trust, all backed by rep and liquidity. 19. I know this was a technical review, but I wanted to show my fellow citizens what is going on. We are in the midst of a fourth industrial revolution. Very important. Retweet first tweet to spread the word because the mainstream media is covering this up. Cool. Thank you, citizen of the future, aka utility theory. So as you can see, I have that already retweeted. Um, so next we have Ripple make waves in carbon reduction and climate change. Just take another quick look back at the stream, see if I'm there. Okay. Here we have uh, Invert and Ripple announced partnership to collaborate on carbon credit investments. Ottawa, Ontario, Invert Inc. Invert or the company, a specialized emissions reduction and carbon offsetting company, and Ripple Inc., a provider of enterprise crypto and blockchain solutions, are pleased to announce a partnership to collaborate in the sourcing of an investment in carbon credit generation stage investment. Ripple and Invert are aligned in their goals to support carbon reduction and removal projects and help fight climate change. By working together, Ripple and Invert will vet and accelerate capital deployment to build a broader portfolio of credit generation projects. Invert invests in projects that result in high quality, meaningful carbon credits being created, such as planting a forest or building a machine that removes CO2 from the air. The company has assembled a world-class team of experts across forestry, blue carbon, biochar, and other areas of carbon project development, and has a large pipeline of exciting project opportunities that can contribute towards the reduction of CO2 in our atmosphere. Ripple Inc. is committed to leading climate positive work in the crypto and blockchain space. This partnership is the company's latest initiative to help build a carbon neutral future through reducing emissions, purchasing clean energy, and investing in carbon removal projects such as reforestation, biochar, and carbon sequestration. Has made a commitment to become carbon net zero by 2030 or sooner. In addition, Ripple's existing partnerships with organizations like Crypto Climate Accord, Rocky Mountain Institute, Energy Web, and AIR continue to help achieve industry-wide sustainability. This is a win-win-win for Invert, Ripple, and the world, said Chairman Invert. The more collaboration we can bring to investing in projects that will remove or reduce greenhouse gas emissions, the more rapidly we create solutions to fight climate change. We are excited to work with Ripple and look forward to building a strong relationship over the years to come. Ripple is committed to bringing industry stakeholders together to contribute ideas, technical innovations, policy ideas, and new financing for innovations to help meet global climate goals. Um, saith Ken Ware, Vice President of Ripple Impact. Our partnership uh, with the team at Invert helps to ensure that we can support high quality projects that will drive meaningful change and investment in fighting the climate crisis. About Invert. Invert operates at the core of the carbon reduction ecosystem, from financing the removal of carbon from our atmosphere via high offset projects to empowering businesses and individuals on their emissions reduction journeys. Invert invests in carbon credit projects that produce high quality, meaningful carbon reduction and removal credits that we believe will help save our world. By selling these credits onto individuals or businesses, the company generates revenue that can be reinvested towards future or further projects that reduce or remove CO2 from the atmosphere. We work with businesses to help them understand and reduce the carbon footprint of their operations and reduce the Scope 1 3 emissions they generate. Invert is also creating a place where individuals can go to learn what they can do themselves to address the pressing issue of climate change. The company helps individuals understand their own impact on the world and gives them a chance to support projects that reduce greenhouse gas emissions. We want every individual to be carbon neutral, and we want them to get there in an engaging manner with rich content and community. Invert is an ambitious group of experts, entrepreneurs, scientists, and engineers who have, huh, excuse me, who have come together with a common purpose to give individuals and businesses the tools, information, and insight they need to make a meaningful impact on climate change. About Ripple. Ripple is a solutions company that transforms how the world moves, manages, and tokenizes value. Ripple's financial solutions are faster, more transparent, and more cost effective, solving inefficiencies that have long defined the status quo. Together with partners and the larger developer community, we identify use cases where crypto will inspire new business models and create opportunities for more people. With every solution, we're realizing a more sustainable global economy and planet, increasing access to inclusive and scalable financial systems while leveraging carbon neutral technology and a green digital asset, XRP. This is how we deliver on our mission to build crypto solutions for a world without economic borders. Forward-looking statement. This news release includes forward-looking statements within the meaning of applicable securities laws. Blah 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 blah. As a result, readers are cautioned not to place undue reliance on forward-looking statements. Forward-looking statements contained herein are made as of the date of this news release, and Invert disclaims any obligations to update any forward-looking statements. Blah 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 blah. Not financial advice. So, um, okay. So I'm going to leave for now. This stream is currently going for like 43 minutes, and I think what I'm going to do is just try something new. And for each article, I'm actually just going to create a new stream, and that will save a lot of time and hassle. It'll have to download, edit, and upload and all that stuff. And I'm going to see how this works. So I'm going to end the stream here, and I will just continue to create smaller bite-sized chunks. Each recording will be an individual article um, or topic, and we'll take it from there. So thank you very much for joining me. I am your host, Crypto Moose, aka Sleepy Moose, aka Blunt Smoke, over and out. Thank you.